Welcome, Gemini. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, doing a general reading for the month of November. So, Gemini Collective, I've laid out your cards using the Egyptian deck, one of the many Egyptian decks, and the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot. And at the bottom of the Night Goddess Tarot deck is the Five of Cups. This card is showing me a great sense of loss and regret from viewing past experiences where you felt rejected, you felt failed, and that have been allowing you this long and protracted grieving process. So you are grieving something from the past, Gemini, and what it has not allowed you to do and what you are perhaps turning to is what remains. And what remains from those past experiences, the lessons that you've learned from those broken cups, are that you have much that remains moving forward. You have much to be grateful for, and that you have in fact grown and are prepared now to move forward, to move on. I'm going to take that card and put that here. And we're going to start with the first house, which is the Five of Swords. So another five. Fives are conflict, often confusion. They're more chaotic to me than competition in this case. I see you here wanting very much to move away from a set of circumstances. It could be an experience where you don't feel that your needs are being met in this certain circumstance, and this is stressing and weighing you down mightily right now. It's leading to a lot of anxiety on your part. You are trying to figure out how you got in this situation, what led you here, the specific ideas and communications from others are confusing and overwhelming you. They're not necessarily making sense. However, what you are aware of is that this group or this process is not leading to your best effort. This is not allowing you to move in the direction that you want to go. You want very much to separate yourself from this circumstance, but it is very difficult. And I'm sensing a lot of difficulty, emotional difficulty communicating your ideas and receiving credit for the ideas being heard in your communications. The second house is your possessions, your values, even your body. The Two of Wands shows you moving away, consciously moving away from what is conventionally accepted, what is comfortable for you, where your confidence is. The Two of Wands shows you moving to stretch out, expand in new directions. This is as much exploring a new set of values, a new set of motivations for you to expand your world. The third house is the house of your communications and your intimate circle. The Nine of Wands shows you, again, very close to the end of a long, arduous road towards a completion. It is one in which you've experienced a lot of regrets, a lot of uncomfortable experiences, many conflicts. You've overcome every obstacle, somewhat battered and bruised, certainly distracted, but ironically, more determined than ever to move forward. You are, in fact, unstoppable in terms of your desire to move forward, to succeed in an area that has greater value and desire on your part. The fourth house is the house of your home, your past, your unconscious, and here we have the Star card. Just in the nick of time, I'm feeling. This is where you have received a vision. This is in your quiet spaces, when you allow yourself to be silent, when you allow yourself to go within. Even when you sleep at night, this is where in that space you have been given a glimpse of enlightenment. This glimpse of enlightenment has allowed you to feel hopeful about a situation, particularly one in which you have felt confined, closed down, even shut down, I'm feeling, to some extent. This is your domestic, intimate environment, and you are now motivated through this vision towards a forward motion, knowing that your difficulties are ending and that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. The fifth house is where you're creative, where you're building things with your peers, where you can have fun. And the Spirit of Pentacles is like the King of Pentacles in other decks. This is where indeed you are actually a master or mistress of manifestation. You are able to concretize, materialize what you need. You are a picture of not only resourcefulness, but abundance in this area of creativity. This is where you love, this is who you love, and this is how you work together through creative play. And I see you actually reviving a relationship or a friendship that is very strong and solid, a connection that is important to you through your ability to make work seem like play. The sixth house is where you take care of yourself and your environment so that you can be productive and effective. And the Ace of Cups shows you giving yourself love, healing yourself, nurturing yourself, taking care of yourself. And I see that in your moments of meditation and peace and silence, you're actually able to tap into this powerful vision of love and healing that is helping you to reconnect with that part of yourself that understands that play and innocence and those deep connections are joyful and ways to bring joy into your everyday life, your working life, without necessarily being in a traditional partnership, but ways in which love works through every aspect of your life. The seventh house is your significant others. And indeed, here you have the World card. This can be significant relationships or others that can be people, groups, or an individual, or a job or vocation. The World in the seventh house shows you being successful in the eyes of the world. Others see you, others with whom you work or love or play or learn together. You have achieved some grand level of achievement, some grand success. You have been victorious in completing, it can be a course of study, it can be a major project, it can be a major creation or building of something. But you have succeeded in that, and this World card is indeed a kind of portal into a brand new level of learning all over again, starting back in a new direction, moving onto a brand new path, or an extended leveling up of the path that you're on right now. However, unlike in the beginning, you are taking the tools with you that you have gained on this journey of achievement. The eighth house is the house where you share resources with others, and the Five of Swords here is repeated. So this is showing me that you are intimately and deeply partnered uh, with a set of people or principles that are no longer aligned to you. You are involved in a series of conflicting negotiations, confusing communications among a group. This may be the creation of a business or the dissolving of a business, a marriage or a divorce. So there's some contractual agreement here that is in disarray. And that this card is indicating that you want to move away from this situation, which leads me to believe that something is being dissolved. You are cutting some things away, and in this house of in the eighth house, this indicates more than marriage. This is about jointly held assets. This is about money that you may steward on behalf of others, or that you are jointly aligned with. So this definitely indicates your recognition that whatever this contract is or has been no longer serves you. In fact, you do not feel as though you are progressing or profiting from this arrangement and want to dissolve it before you experience any more loss. The ninth house is your spiritual and philosophical values and beliefs, the way that you stretch yourself into the world. Interesting, the Seven of Wands is showing you establishing some very clear boundaries in your larger work and effort to communicate what you have learned, what you have done. So this shows you in a position of assessing or evaluating a project, an effort, a group's effort that you've been involved with. You're looking at what has worked and what hasn't, at how you are affecting your work, what results you're producing, and how to improve so that you can produce more or be more effective. In order to do that, not only are you creating clear boundaries between the various parties involved, but you're creating clear boundaries around your part in this project, your part of this group, or your part of the responsibilities. So in many ways, you are managing the expectations of others as you now understand your own responsibility to yourself. In the 10th house, where you are seen by others and others see your role, your work in the world, the Nine of Pentacles shows you to be abundant, self-reliant, generous within your own sphere, but moreover prosperous and secure, establishing the safety zone of your own abundance, your own prosperity. So you are fully capable of being generous, but within your own terms. And I see you really pulling back from a larger effort and defining your own sphere of influence very clearly, so that overall you are safe and protected and accomplished. You have personally or individually reached a material peak of productivity. In the 11th house, where you associate with others, this shows the Spirit of Wands, which is like the King of Wands. And formerly we have you here with the Spirit of Pentacles. So these are showing two very masterful or mistressful energies, capacities, the ability to not only understand the true value of your material resources and the value and rewards of generating those on behalf of others, but it also shows you understanding a new level of spiritual values, a new set of principles on which you are now moving forward on behalf of large groups and communities of people. This is you inspiring groups to move in a new direction, to lead people into not only the value of material rewards, but the values of creating, the satisfaction of building, and the supreme pleasure and a joy that comes from creating something of value and beauty that others can share. In the 12th house, something that you're learning through this process, something that is arriving to you privately and personally, is the Nymph of Wands. And this is like the Page of Wands in other decks. This is hooking up very much so with this sense that I get that in your meditation, in your personal retreat, in your daily retreat where you create space for yourself, you are actually able to tap into the spiritual and the energetic, passionate goals and values that you're creating, what you're experiencing. This is giving you the ability to become a beginner again, to understand that in order to create something new, you must be willing to learn and grow. And you are willingly preparing yourself to be that beginner, to be open up to the experience of self-love, supporting you to move out into the world as a neophyte in a new direction, with passion, with heart, and with the foundation of self-love. But the vision you've glimpsed here is propelling you into this new level of growth. I'm going to pull a Divine Doors card for you, Gemini, to finish up this reading. And this jumps out to me. This beautiful, looks like some kind of a fiery monastery. Silent skill. I challenge you to unpack your mind. In meditation's grace, the soul can unwind. So there we have it, Gemini. I'm going to leave it here for you. I want to thank you. Again, I'm Regina from Pacific Tarot. If you've liked or enjoyed or been entertained by this video, please like. It will help me to grow my channel and help me to understand what you value and what I do. And until next time, Namaste.